Wild 94.1 The Bay's party station. Davy Rolando with a very special guest, Tampa's own Young Dred, YTC in the building. What up, homie?
Man. I'm just vibing, man. Enjoying everything right now.
We got a lot to talk about.
Let's get it.
So, the record is Blue Strips. That you can hear now on Wild, but we'll get to that in a minute. Let's talk about Dred, man. You born and raised in Tampa? Where you from?
Born and raised in Tampa, man. Straight out the weaker part of Florida. That's West Tampa, if you don't know, just to be exact. I put on for the whole city, though. You know that.
So when did you start taking this music thing like your full-time job? Like, when did it get that real?
I say, like, after high school, like, when my parents was like, yo, what you gonna do? You know what I mean? I was like, man, I feel like this music, I can really run with it, and really boss up and try to build something from the ground up. So I really started, like, after high school. When I see my friends going to college, some going to jail, you know what I mean? I had to figure out what I want to do, you know what I mean? So I just picked the mic, you know what I'm saying?
So you dropped mixtapes, you've had singles, you have an album. I was just listening to it on the way here, El Plaga for President.
Yes, sir.
It's like, but this is independent, but you moving around like a major.
Right.
What's it like doing a whole project like that you know is going to be on Spotify, on Apple, and everything like that, totally independent? What's the process? Where do you start?
I think first you got to start with, like, I feel like Blue Strips is what started the El Plaga for President, because with Blue Strips, it was a movement. The people were really following the wave. So I felt like it's time to move the whole city, the whole movement into one direction with El Plaga for President, with Blue Strips being the single. So the process with that is knowing that people want more music, and delivering a solid project.
Has there ever been kind of like pressure or just outside voices of you as a Tampa artist to make like juke music, to make like the native Tampa sound? I know that's come up before.
Right. With the Tampa sound, like, I respect everybody that has did the juke music, but with me, I felt like that was never me. So I couldn't really do nothing that wasn't really my type of music. When I record something, if I sit back and listen to it and I don't feel it, you're never going to hear it. So even if I went in the studio and did a juke song and knowing that's not the kind of music I want the people to hear or the kind of vibe that I want to give off to the people, then they can tell that that's not Dred, because you can hear it through the music. So I feel like me just keeping it real with myself, I always wanted to build my own sound, my own lane, and that's where we are with it.
Yeah, you here with it with Blue Strips, now with Lil Baby on it.
Right.
I've been running this record since before Lil Baby got on it. Was there ever a moment when you lost faith in the single? Because I think when I speak to independent artists, I think one of the biggest downfalls that they tend to do is they'll put out a record and then they don't really let it run its course. In a couple months, if it doesn't do what they thought it would do, they're on to the next one. Did that ever cross your mind? Did you ever get to that point?
With Blue Strips, the reason why I said I haven't got to that point with it, because with Blue Strips, I knew, like, I identified before I did the song that this was the hit. A lot of people say, oh, I didn't know that was going to be the hit. But me, I can say for this song, I knew it was going to be the hit because my cousin sat there and told me, said, hey, Dred, we need a song that we could stand on, bro. We need a song that people could say, hey, Young Dred? Oh, yeah, he sings that song Blue Strips. So before I even did Blue Strips, he told me that. He said, bro, you got a lot of hits. You got a lot of songs that are hard songs, but we don't have a song that identifies you to the people, to the masses, to the city where we're most focused on. You know what I mean? So with Blue Strips, I felt like I never gave up on it because I knew that hearing other people's stories, that takes a year and a half, it takes a year, it takes 2 years to work a project. So I kept working it. I kept finding different ways to market it, hitting the road, linking with more influencers, and just building the record up organically so it never got boring to the people. You know what I mean? And that's what grew its longevity, and that's where we're here now.
And how did the Lil Baby situation come about?
Well, Lil Baby, QC the label, that's like our family. So we go back with them since they started their whole enterprise. And, we kept the relationships fresh. And when he was in town doing his show in, where was it? I think it was St. Pete. We linked up with him, let him hear the record, and he was like, yo, that Blue Strips, I can relate to the blues. I'm not going to get into why he can, but, it worked,
Okay. Speaking of blue strips, man, Dred, I gotta keep it real with you, bro. Sometimes I worry about you, homie, because I see you on the gram and you flexing like Bill Gates. I mean, my man be walking around with stupid amounts of money, dog.
Racks.
Do you ever kind of like worry about it? Ever put you in a bad situation?
I feel like my energy alone, you know what I mean, keeps me safe, you know what I mean? And, you know, in this industry, you got to worry about, you know, the haters and the negative energy. But, you know, I don't put my energy into negativity, so I don't even worry about it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I could.
Bro, I see you everywhere. You're in L.A. one day. You'll be in New York 2 days later. Then for some reason, you'll be in Dominican Republic, jumping off in a mountain into a river or something like that. I seen you in Costa Rica. I see you all over, bro. So you go hit L.A. Like, you out here working. You're doing these label meetings.
Right.
Like, has there been major label interest?
Oh, major label interest. I could say since I dropped Blue Strips, every label has reached out.
Really?
You know, every label has definitely reached out. Shout out to every label out there, you know, that got the eye on the city. Much love. And right now, we just want to make sure we're in the right situation. We've been doing the independent a long time. You know, it's been, like you said, we've been moving like a major. So they respect our grind. We respect what they can bring to the table, and we ready for the options.
Is there anything like close to happening?
Oh, we very close.
Things like in the works, in the process?
Oh, we definitely been working with a few labels, but you know, we still want to see what's going on with the rest of them. So we're not putting no eggs in no baskets till we figure it out.
The thing is, man, you're doing numbers, Dred.
Right.
You're doing numbers. Where are you at with the record, like as far as views, like World Star or YouTube or things like that?
YouTube, on just the video alone, we're at 1.4 million. On World Star, we're at 2.5 million. On the audio, we're at over 5 million.
Okay.
On all platforms.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there's checks coming in there.
Oh, you know. The streaming way, baby.
It's Wild 94.1, the Bay's Party Station. We live with Yung Dred, YTC.
Yes,
the song is in now. Like, what was it like the first time you heard your song on the radio?
Man, I was speechless because
Where were you?
I was actually in LA and got the message.
Okay.
I was in LA, I got the message. I was driving through the mountains. I'm like, what? We on the radio now? Oh, It's lit. My city's lit. This is what we need right now. So it's good because the people of the city that been seeing me grinding and never do juke music and seeing that I stuck to my way of music, to see it actually catch on radio, it's bigger than me. You know what I mean? It's for the city, for the artists that are like me, that don't want to do juke music. Not saying there's anything wrong with it, but it shows you that you can do your own style of music, and eventually, if it's hard enough, it'll get to where it needs to go.
I get a question asked to me all the time, and I'm going to pose this question to you. People always ask me, they're like, why has Tampa never, quote-unquote, blowed up? Why has it never had that big, major look, a big, major artist? What would be your thought behind that?
I feel like it has a lot to do with it's bigger than one artist, so it's about everything that ties in with it. You know, like there's a lot of artists out here that had a nice wave that was on the way out of here, that has pushed the Tampa brand further than local. So I can respect that, and you can't say it hasn't been put on. It hasn't been put on to the masses, but it definitely has its feet in the game a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like Tampa just has to work more together. You know, deeper than the radio and the streets. You just, like, collectively, we just need to be on a bigger platform just for the city. You know, and as long as people support each other, you don't have to technically, mess with the person, but just support them. You know, a post is free. You're not paying for no post, so a post is free, support is free.
Show love.
Just show love, and the love's gonna come right back to you.
Yeah. Okay. So Dred, music is your full-time job. This is what you do day in, day out.
Right.
What's the hardest part about your job?
My hardest part about my job is my girl always worried about I always gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got here, why you gotta go? So people think that it's easy because we make it look easy, but behind the scenes, it's hard.
It's a tough balancing act, being like in a relationship and doing things. What does she trip about the most? Because I get it all the time too.
The time
spent away from home, or like the time you're getting in, or what?
The time I spend away from home, because at this point it's just constant. Like you said, it's no breaks right now. We gotta really do this. It's a marathon right now.
All right. So Dred, all right, I see you moving around Tampa. You out here, you living life, boy. You spending money, you doing your thing. What's your favorite place to eat in Tampa?
See, it depends on the type of vibe, but definitely, I like Scores. Scores is definitely a vibe.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Scores is definitely a vibe.
That's where you invited me out for lunch the other day.
Right.
You want to go to Scores?
Right. But then you go get the Henny Coladas at, Bahama Breeze, baby. You know what I'm saying? Tampa definitely got the vibes, though, man. Check out Main Course in the West, too.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure,
all right.
for sure.
Where's your favorite place to shop in Tampa?
Definitely International Mall, because we be on some different kind of drip.
Yeah.
But International Mall has some drip. But stay tuned, because we coming up with something real soon. Yeah, it's time.
All right, where's your favorite place to record in Tampa? I know some people gonna be in their feelings after you probably say.
Yeah, but it's all good. Shout out my boy James over there at Executive Sounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Executive Sounds.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
For
cool.
sure.
Who musically is your favorite Tampa artist that you could bump in the whip? Aside from yourself, of course.
That's a hard one.
You want to come back to it? You want me to come back to
Yeah, let me think about that one a little bit.
I'm going to let you think about that one. What are big plans for 2019, man? What does the new year have in store for YTC, for Yung Dred, for Blue Strips, for all that?
2019, you can expect a lot more work, because Blue Strips, we've been pushing it for a good year and a half. So now it's time to, we got a lot of music coming, a lot of visuals. We got a lot of big stages coming. We got some tours coming. We got my brother Richie West's album dropping January 11th, So we just got a lot of work, more work. And just staying on top of things,
It's Wild 94.1, the base party station. Davy Rolando in here with Yung Dred. Dred, I've seen you fly around all over the world. The passport has a lot of stamps on it. What's the coolest place that you've been where you had that moment like, wow, I can't believe I'm here? Not just the city.
Right.
I mean like a place, like a situation that you were in.
I could say I just came from overseas. We were just in Europe.
Okay.
So I could say Europe was amazing. I can't really say where in Europe, everywhere in Europe that I went to, I had an experience.
Okay.
So Milan, when I was in Milan, the fashion was crazy, just the architect and how things are set up over there. When I was in Germany, you could feel the history of what they've been through. You can feel it, When I went to Barcelona, it was a different vibe. I felt like I was in Cali, everything's lit over there.
And now you're talking about places that don't necessarily everybody speaks English, but they speak Blue Strips. Yeah, they knew the record.
They speak them euros, the pounds, the blue money,
Man, you were telling me a story yesterday about being like across the street from Queen Elizabeth's Palace or something like that.
Oh, yeah, we was in London. We sold out a show in London. We was at actually Don Q's, he had a spot out there, and it was right across from Queen Elizabeth's Palace, bro. It was overlooking the whole London. That was a dope shot. That was crazy.
Man, that's got to be like one of them bucket list moments.
Right. Yeah. This year, we done crossed out a lot of stuff off the bucket list. I'm just blessed, bro.
Man, and they know the record all the way out there.
I was out in London, and one of the stylists, he's like, hold on, you look very familiar. I was like, nah, come on, man. We in London, man. He was like, Blue Strips, not the Blue Strip way. And me and my brother was like, yo, this is crazy, bro. We out in London. The video just dropped like 5 hours ago. And World Star is really World Star.
Yeah.
World Star for real.
What's that like, man? You get 4 or 5 million hits on a thing, on a record. Your phone is blowing up. Everybody's contacting you. Is that one of the things that now like the labels start to put pressure? That's what they want to see? Yeah,
the labels want to see them numbers. And one thing about us, we putting up buckets, baby. You know what I'm saying? Independently. So, it's a mutual respect at the end of the day. We're not looking for no handouts. We're not looking for a situation that's not going to be beneficial for us. So, the numbers is reflecting everything.
Okay.
Facts.
All right, change the subject, man. I see you heavy into the fashion. I know I've heard you and seen you rocking Balenciagas and Ferragamos. I don't even know where you would even purchase something like that. What's the new wave? What are you on right now?
Well,
What you like?
Going to Milan.
What's gonna be under the Christmas tree?
Ooh, there's a whole lot of Gucci, baby. They gotta come here and check though, man. I need some Gucci from January 1st to the end of the year. But yeah, shout out to all the designers out there, man. I'll start shouting them out once they start cutting some checks though.
Yeah. People trying to dress you, man. People trying to get you gear and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of brands trying to send us some clothes so we could rock it and stuff like that. Shout out to all the brands and trying to send us some merchandise. We definitely open for all that. So let's get it.
I've seen you move around a lot with like Spinatic, and with that comes like Fat Joe and Terror Squad. Joe being an OG and Joe being like a storyteller. Like what's some game that you picked up from Fat Joe? Like a legend in the game. But not just that. He's also like one of them people that's willing to impart knowledge on people. He wants to see people win. Yeah. Like has he dropped like any gems to you?
Oh yeah, man. That's the big homie right there. Shout out to Fat Joe. He's definitely like a mentor in the situation, you know what I mean? Because he sees how we're grinding. One thing about Joe, like we seen him like one time, Spinatic was with us on a show. You know, he's his DJ. So he seen us at the airport. And the crazy thing is we were only at that flight because we missed our original flight coming from Orlando. So we got to get to New York. We got a show in New York sold out with Jay Critch. We missed our first flight. As soon as we touched down in Jersey, since we had to rebook the flight, we touched down in Jersey, we see Joe. Joe was like, yo, what y'all doing here? Like, yo, Spin, you supposed to be with me. You fired, right? So he was like, yo, what's going on? So we told him we had a show whatsoever in New York. He was like, yo, I'm going to pull up. So long story short, we sold out the show in New York. Joe called us the next day like, yo, my G's, man, y'all keep doing it, man. Y'all out here putting on. My daughter woke up seeing you guys on the news selling out shows in New York, man. It's a blessing. Wow. So, you know, Joe always keeps it real with us and gives us good pointers, and he likes to see us doing it, like, on our own. Like, he really, like, salutes that. Okay. You know what I mean? All right. So it's love.
All right, Dred, what's something that you want your fans to know? They know Blue Strips. They see you out here doing a thing, but what's something that you want them to know about Dred?
I think like I'm very like vocal, so people are really like up to date, like if you've been following the wave. But if not, you know, what you see is what you get. You get a young, you know, entrepreneur that's about his business. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Business first and foremost. I'm definitely an artist, but first I'm a CEO, boss. So, you know, YTC is a brand you can trust. I'm out here putting on for the city. You know, I got the city on my back. Tampa Bay Lightnings, all that. You know, 813, and it's our time, man. It's time to show these people like Tampa could really do that. Okay. You know.
All right. So 2019 is that Blue Strip wave.
Oh, it's the blue wave.
We're gonna see you on many stages.
Right.
We're gonna see YTC everywhere.
Yes, sir.
I have a feeling. I appreciate you letting spending the time with us. Did you think about the artist? One Tampa artist,
Richie West, man. What you mean, man?
Keep
Come
it
on,
family, my brother and me.
Come on, the only way.
It's Wild 94.1, the Bay's party station. Davy Rolando with Yung Dred. Appreciate you, fam.
Yes, sir. Love.